Hello and welcome to the taster lesson for A-Level Geography. Today is designed to give you an overview of what Geography A-Level is like at Herts and Essex and what you can expect to experience over the next 2 years. If you have any questions as we go through the information, please use the link to the Google form found in the video description below to ask your questions, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. The Geography team is made up of 3 full-time members of staff, all of whom are geography specialists. Mrs. Abbots is the subject leader and specialises in physical geography, but has taught A-Level human geography too. Miss Patel is the human geography specialist alongside the pastoral work that she does. And Mr. Mitchell is new to the school and also specialises in physical geography. Over the course of years 12 and 13, you are likely to have a combination of these 3 members of staff teaching you. Geography A-Level is an exciting opportunity, and whether you decide to take geography or a related discipline beyond A-Level or not, it will give you the opportunity to understand how the world and the people that live in it work. As you go through life, having Geography A-Level will give you an insight into how people and places are connected. It will help you to ask questions about the world, such as, why do people act in the way that they do? And what are the impacts people are having on their environment? The syllabus is designed to include up-to-date theories and ideas, which have not only shaped people and our planet for many thousands of years, but will continue to affect the way we live our lives in the future. Fieldwork is an important feature of A-Level geography. Who wants to sit in a classroom for 2 years and not explore the great outdoors? All of you will have an opportunity to go on a 5-day residential field trip, and your coursework can take you as far as your imagination allows. Geography A-Level equips you with the skills for study, work and life, and so it is the must-have A-Level for now and the future. Every year we have students who really enjoy A-Level geography, and many of them decide to either take a geography degree or embark on study or a career that closely links to geography. Here are just a few statements from students about how they have found geography at Herts and Essex. As you will be able to see on the screen, at Herts and Essex we use the OCR exam board for geography. It does not matter which exams you have done at GCSE, we are quite used to adapting lessons for students from a range of backgrounds who have different experiences of geography. There are 4 main elements to the A-level, 3 exams and 1 piece of coursework. The whole course is designed to give a balance between physical and human geography. The main physical geography exam includes 2 topics, glaciation and Earth's life support systems. Glaciation is often a brand new topic for most students, and it gives you the opportunity to understand how ice has influenced our past, present, and future. Earth's life support systems is based around the water and carbon cycles, integrating the idea of how the Earth tries to remain in a natural state of equilibrium, whilst also considering how people are influencing this delicate system. In particular, we will study the rainforest and Arctic tundra to investigate the changes taking place on our planet. As you will see from the questions here, the physical exam is made up of a mixture of shorter questions, some data-based, and a longer 16-mark question. Don't worry if there are terms that you don't understand on this page. Remember, you haven't started studying A-level yet. At Herts in Essex, we make sure you not only understand the content of the exam, but also how to answer the different styles of questions. The main human paper is based on 1 core topic and 2 shorter option topics. Changing spaces making places gets you to consider what the meaning of a place is and how this changes. It will bring in ideas about different types of environment and how both people and the economy can influence these places. Really interesting questions about how places mean different things to different people will be relevant here. For the optional topics, we have chosen to look at global migration and human rights. Both of these topics allow for passionate discussion about the way the world works, and this often inspires students to consider their role within the world. We have 1 student in Year 13 who is determined to build a career in human rights as a result of this topic. Watch out for Herts and Essex students at future UN talks. In a similar way to the physical paper, the human paper is formulated from a variety of short answer questions and extended 16-mark questions. The Geographical Debates paper is the opportunity for you to share your opinion about contemporary issues based on research and discussion. Although there are several options to choose from, we teach hazards and the future of food. If the other topics inspire you, there is the opportunity for you to complete independent study or base your coursework on one of the other topics. This paper is about you fully understanding how the world is a connected place and being able to give real examples of where geographical issues are relevant. The first section of the paper is short questions that are used to test your knowledge and understanding of the topics that have been studied. The second part of the paper is a 12-mark synoptic question that gets you to explore the connections between 2 topics from anywhere on the A-level syllabus. For instance, the question here gets you to consider how the water cycle, from Earth's life support systems, is connected to the globalization of the food industry, from the future of food. Thinking in a synoptic way allows you to analyze ideas and broaden your perspective. The last part of the Geographical Debates exam is an essay, one for each topic. These essays allow for the evaluation of an idea and an evidence-based conclusion. To write these essays, it is essential that you have knowledge of places and processes, but can also form an opinion to show a particular point of view. We will spend time in both years 12 and 13 helping you to develop this set of skills. The final element of the A-level is the coursework, or NEA. This is a project of your choice that is started at the end of Year 12 and completed by the spring of Year 13. It is an opportunity for you to collect data, analyse what it shows, and compare it to previous research. The school will give guidance on suitable investigation techniques. And this starts with a residential field trip to Malham in the beautiful Yorkshire Dales. The dates are on the screen. Please take a moment to pause the video and save the dates now. The field trip is a brilliant opportunity. Students not only get to experience practical techniques, but also get to know one another really well. This year, after it was announced the country was going into lockdown, Year 12 students could be heard saying, "Can we go back to Malham?" The house in the picture is the main building at the centre, and the lake will be the view you have at breakfast every morning. A final note about something that we provide is the textbooks. You are more than welcome to buy your own copies. The yellow one is about £35 and the green one £10, but the school are currently able to loan you a copy for the 2 years of the course. The rest of this video contains some tasks for you to try out. They are not designed as a test, but to get you thinking as an A-level geographer. Once you have read the task, pause the video and have a go answering the questions. Once you have completed the task, you can unpause the video and the answers will appear. The first task is from the hazards section of the Geographical Debates paper, and I would like you to think about whether this is a human or a natural disaster. The questions on the right-hand side can be used to structure your thoughts and ideas. How did you get on with that? On this slide are some suggested ideas about the photo and question you have looked at. If you have an answer that is not listed, then it doesn't mean it is not valid. The question is based on your opinion, and therefore most ideas will be valid. You can see from the information that this photo was taken after the 2008 earthquake in Sichuan, China. In order for this to be a human disaster, people need to be affected in some way. You can see that the buildings have collapsed, which will have a severe impact on the people living in the area. It is estimated that up to 11 million people were made homeless after this earthquake. There was also over $125 billion worth of economic cost. This was one of the most deadly earthquakes to ever occur, with about 87,000 people losing their lives. So as you can see, it can be argued that it is a human disaster, but it can also be considered to be a natural disaster. The earthquake was a natural hazard which had a human impact. It was caused by movement between the Eurasian and Indo-Australian plates. The ground shook violently, a magnitude of 7.9 on the Richter scale, and this led to landslides. Approximately 25% of deaths were as a result of landslides. 34 quake lakes formed when rivers were blocked by debris from the earthquake, which put the area at risk of flooding. The ground shaking, the landslides and the debris are all natural and could not be stopped, making this a natural disaster. But ultimately, as people are living in the area, it turned into a human disaster too. It is hard to separate the human and natural world, and so to what extent it is a natural or human disaster is dependent on your own opinion. Here is a second task that is based on the future of food topic, also from the Geographical Debates paper. Again, try answering the main question about why people are going hungry around the world, and use the clues from the right-hand side. Pause the video to have a go at the task, and then, when you're finished, unpause to see the answers. How did you find that question? First, let's discuss the issue of food waste. Food waste is the decrease in the quantity or quality of food as a result of the decisions and actions made by a range of people, including retailers, food service providers, and consumers. Food waste can occur for a number of reasons. Fresh produce that doesn't pass quality control is discarded at the production end of the supply chain. For example, vegetables are sorted and those which deviate from a normal shape, size, or colour are rejected. Foods that are close to, at, or beyond the best before date are often discarded by retailers and consumers. And large quantities of wholesome edible food, often unused or left over, are discarded from household kitchens and eating establishments. While there are differences in the amount of food wasted in different countries around the world, food waste is not confined to one part of the world and is still a global problem. In more developed countries, where food is often varied and plentiful, unsold food is discarded by retailers and uneaten food is discarded by consumers. In less developed countries, food waste occurs in the earlier stages of the supply chain because farmers don't have the means to transport, process, and store food. This shows that inequality can contribute to the problem of food waste. However, to explain why people are going hungry, there are other factors to consider, such as people's physical and economic access to food. This involves examining the global food system in more depth and is something that we'll do when we study the topic. Some things are being done to prevent and reduce food waste. For example, there are campaigns to encourage consumers to use food products that wouldn't traditionally pass quality control, such as the bags of wonky veg sold by some supermarkets. And governments are also encouraging the correct disposal of food waste and composting. Not only does this produce biogas, but it also avoids the production of methane gas in landfill, having a further positive effect on the environment. Before September, we would highly recommend you do some reading for A-level geography. You can also find the resources that we have created to bridge the gap between GCSE and A-level geography on the school website. In particular, we would recommend Tim Marshall's book, Prisoners of Geography. It is really good at demonstrating the connection between the economic and political decisions that people make, whilst being constrained by the natural processes that dominate this earth. It's easy to read, focuses on a range of places, and demonstrates what an amazing subject geography is. Although we haven't met you in person today, we really look forward to meeting you in September. Please follow the link in the video description below to ask any questions you have about the A-Level Geography course or the tasks in this taster lesson. We will get in touch to answer your questions as soon as we can.